Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to High Top Sports Network for this evening's presentation of WPIAL Class 3A Section 5 Varsity Volleyball, featuring the Armstrong Riverhawks and the visiting Freeport Yellowjackets. Hello again, my name is Josh Schreckengoss. Thanks so much for joining me here tonight. It's a solo broadcast as we got a lot of hockey going on, so if you're in the mood to see some ice hockey early in this 2021-22 season, you can flip over to that. Joe Rhodes and Adam Morganti at the Belmont Complex, and they are broadcasting 3 games this evening in the Steve Bryan Memorial Tournament. But as for this one, we're going to have a doozy of a match. 2 4-1 teams battling for sole possession of second place in 3A Section 5. Behind Hampton, Riverhawks coming off their first loss of the season to Hampton. That was 3-1. Armstrong went down in that one. I've gotten a chance to see Freeport live a couple of times this year for the broadcast. This is my first time checking out the Riverhawks in person. Very much looking forward to this one. Also want to let everyone out there know that tomorrow evening, High Top Sports Network has been tabbed to do something really, really special in the volleyball community, and we could not be more excited. I myself and Tim Toy, the founder of the We Serve First Foundation, will be in Plumboro for an excellent 3A Section 1 match as the Mustangs host Franklin Regional, undefeated Franklin Regional. Plum coming in at 5-1, and it's not just a great volleyball match that we're going to get to see. It's going to be for a great cause. It's going to be Plum's Pink Out Night, and all proceeds from the evening, there's a lot of giveaways, 50-50 obviously, concessions, all the good stuff. All proceeds go to breast cancer awareness, research, and affiliated programs, and we are very much looking forward to it. If you are a fan of High Top Sports Network's coverage of WPIAL volleyball this season, you know that I and Tim Toy were at Kiski area last week for the match between the Cavaliers and the Mustangs. And Tim, really just an excellent, excellent sponsor for us, but also super involved in the volleyball community. And what the We Serve First Foundation does is it helps kids in the southwestern Pennsylvania area get into club volleyball and possibly get them onward to continue their volleyball career in college and kind of help defer those costs of college as they keep going up, up, and up. You know, I'm a parent myself, and my kids are not college age as of yet, but it's only 6 years away, and I got to tell you, I'm worried. So it's great to have programs like the We Serve First Foundation out there to maybe find those kids that have the talent but don't really have the means to get into club volleyball. And the mission of the We Serve First Foundation is to get those kids into the right program, get them the right exposure, and hopefully get them to continue their volleyball career in college while getting an ever-important education. So just about under a minute to go here, about 40 seconds left until we break for the national anthem. As I said, coming into this one, the Riverhawks 4-1, the Yellowjackets 4-1, Coach Andrea Lasher for Armstrong and Coach Tom Phillips for Freeport. Both, and I'm not just saying this to blow smoke or pander, 2 of my favorite coaches that I've covered in my years of covering high school sports in the Armstrong County area, and I don't want to have to pick a winner tonight, but ultimately that's why they play the games. There has to be a winner, and the winner this evening, victorious, will be in sole possession of second place in 3A Section 5. So there is the buzzer, and I'm going to mute out unless we get a live rendition of the national anthem. I have to mute it for copyright purposes since we are also live on Facebook. And if you are checking us out on Facebook, maybe give a shot over to our website and check out the Boxcast link on our website It's a little bit higher quality. Now, Facebook has up the quality a little bit, but that link that you see on HighTopSportsNetwork.com, that broadcast link of this game, will be in full 1080p high definition. So if you want to check that out, feel free to head on over to HighTopSportsNetwork.com. So we will take a quick break right here for the national anthem, and I will be right back. Welcome back here to High Top Sports Network. My name is Josh Schreckengoss. Thanks once again for joining me this evening. This is going to be a good match. Very much looking forward to see it. The JV went 3 sets. Armstrong ended up taking the junior varsity match prior to this match. And right now we have Armstrong public address announcer Bernie Bowser Jr. on the mic introducing the Freeport lineup. And I spoke with Coach Phillips just briefly before the game because he obviously knows how important this one is in the standings. And I'll tell you right now, look out for Cassidy Dell, that outside hitter position. You'll be hearing her name a lot this evening. Also, senior Erica Lampus. We will certainly call her name. Sydney Selker, also a big part of the offense. And in the middle, you got Josie Russo, and she is a brick wall. Seen her a couple of times this season, and numerous blocks. Definitely the team leader in blocks. She has been an excellent defensive presence, and with those 50-50 balls right around the net, she has great anticipation to go up quicker than, the opponent where the ball is coming from and knocking them down for easy kills. So both of these teams, as I said, extremely well coached. And Riverhawks starting lineup, or the varsity team, coming out here. The entire varsity team is announced. Cassidy Adams, tremendous softball season for her as the Riverhawks went to the state final game, fell in a heartbreaker 10-7 to Lampeter Strasburg. But a lot of these girls, multi-sport athletes here for the Riverhawks. As I said, first time getting a chance to see this team in person this season. But I know Coach Lasher well. I know her team, very disciplined, as she and Coach Phillips shake hands. This one about to get underway. We'd like to thank some of our sponsors for the evening. As you can see at the bottom of the screen, our scoreboard sponsor, the Lindora Hotel, fun and food since 1902. 1 Main Street in Lindora. Thanks to the Lindora Hotel. I don't know if you've ever eaten there. If you haven't, do yourself a favor and get in there. Just excellent food, good atmosphere, nice place to hang out with your friends or family. A lot of good food, a lot of good beverages as well. So just about to get this one started. Thanks for tuning in here. We'd also like to thank TGIF Solutions, the Shellhammer Atwood Agency in West Katanning, 331 Arthur Street. Visit them for all of your insurance needs. TGIF Solutions, insurance for what matters. Officials getting the lineups and the rotations straight. And to the service line first for the Jackets will be Leah Schreckengast. She is a service specialist here for the Jackets. Sends it across. That was Jay Dudek, but blocked right there by Selker. Also in the mix, Hadley Helgren. So first point of this one goes to Freeport. Setting up Callie Allensworth right there, and that's a kill. Really a nice set coming off the hands of senior Olivia Pock. And Allensworth, kind of expect her to take a big jump from last year to this year. Just a extremely athletic sophomore. Listed at 5'10", that's good size in the middle. Good set right there, and Selker puts it down. And that's what you're going to see all night out of these teams, is just excellent passing. And the amount of volleyball that I've covered over the past 12 months, I've really started to be able to distinguish how offenses run and how bad passing, especially off of service, can have a detrimental effect to the offense. That one up through the rafters and over, so technically out of bounds as it goes over the divider. And that puts Lane Miller at the line. Good serve by Miller. That was Lampus, dug out by Miller. Pock all the way across to Adams. Helgren got a hand on it. Oh, and misplayed right there a little bit by Pock. She tried to pop it up in the air with one hand. That ball was coming in quickly. So side out Freeport. Serve across by Selker. Pock, quick set. Freeport able to play it. Oh, at the net again. Said contact there. Once again, oh, and off the hands and out of bounds. That was Kate Rameli. Just couldn't get enough of the hand underneath it to pop it up. Selker across once again, back row Adams. Pock back to Adams. Here's the set, and that is just long. Cassidy Adams, one of the outside hitters on this Riverhawks team. As mentioned, multi-sport athlete like a lot of these girls. And if they can get her rolling, she is quite the offensive weapon. 5'2". Here, Freeport. Adams again off the block, so able to be played. Helgren, but a good block in the back by Miller, and looks like a net violation there. Didn't see it, but play is stopped. 5-3. Freeport up. Lily Atwood in to serve. And it's funny, I have rosters in front of me, but having seen Freeport a few times so far this season and having covered Armstrong primarily last year, that one's long by Lampus, so a point for the Riverhawks. Back to my point, I have the rosters in front of me, and they're always helpful, of course, but can kind of recognize a lot of these girls, and that's what covering a bunch of volleyball will do for you, or any sport, really. Adams with the setup. Oh, off the block right there. And it falls in. So Rameli, part of that block, as was Emery Rumbaugh, 5'11" freshman. So another nice weapon here for Coach Lasher. Atwood, ooh, good placement on that serve. Lampus, she is strong. Atwood tried to dig it out, but Lampus, great position on that offensive strike. That'll give Freeport back the service line. Grace Beach. Will serve. Miller, Atwood, and Rameli just has to play a free ball there, so Freeport will get to set it up. Russo into the block of Adams and Rameli and down. And they're going to call a net violation on the Yellowjackets. I don't know if that was Russo. Didn't see the number from the top ref here. Kind of have a lot of equipment in front of me, so I'm not always looking at the referee's hands, but a net violation there for Freeport. Adams skims the top of the net, falls in front of Natalie Volek. Riverhawks take their first lead of this first set. And a ball handling error right there called. So Riverhawks on a little bit of a run. That was Cassidy Dell for Freeport with the ball handling error. 2 hits. Adams to serve. Wow, and Rameli met Russo at the net right there and had enough of that right hand on Russo's swing to block it and put it down on the Freeport side of the court. Adams, same place every time, looking for Volek. Good dig there by Miller. Atwood back set. Just played across by Rumbaugh. Oh, and Volek will get the kill as her attack hit the top of the net and came up short of the back row there. Riverhawks kind of in no man's land, not really expecting that ball to hit the top of the net like that and drop in where there is no defense. So Lampus to the line here for Freeport. Miller, Atwood, set up to Dudek, blocked and out of bounds. So the point will go to the Riverhawks. Miller and Rameli take a seat. Allensworth coming back in, as is Jackie Nestor. Nestor, a defensive specialist. Coming in for Rameli. Allensworth back up front. Nestor will hit the service line. Surveys the Freeport alignment. And sends a good serve by Nestor. Played by Dell. And free ball across by Dell. Atwood, Allensworth. Oh, up into the throat of Lampus and able to be played by the Jackets. That was Rumbaugh off of Russo, but up into the air. Dell, good placement, but a nice dig in the back row by Adams. Great rally so far, a lot of great plays. Russo gonna get it. Adams with a diving attempt right there. You gotta love the hustle. Freeport ends that long rally with a point. 10-8 now in set number 1. Atwood gonna set up Allensworth again. Good swing, but Volek is there. Selker just tries to play a free ball, and good anticipation at the net by Emery Rumbaugh. I think I called her Emily before, so apologies, Emery. Rumbaugh will take a seat, get some high fives, and Liv Pock back into the game to serve. Yeah, free ball played across by Dell. Russo in the back row. Pock going to have a chance to set up Allensworth, and that one will drop in. Killer Callie. She has just improved each and every match out there since freshman year in 2020. Oh, and Pock's serve just kind of sailed on her. Went out of bounds to the near sideline, so side out to the Jackets. And there is a timeout by Coach Tom Phillips. Not sure what happened, maybe a question on the rotation, but while we have a moment, I'd like to thank another great sponsor here on High Top Sports Network. Shop and save at Franklin Village. And you want to head in there, stock up on some bone-in country-style pork ribs. Buy one, get one free. Don't forget to pick up the Angus boneless bottom round roast, just $3.98 a pound. Also, one of my personal favorites, Isley's Chip Chopped Ham on sale, $3.49 a pound. And as always, I spoke with Jim O'Connell, the owner, a couple of weeks ago, and he wanted to make sure that I let everyone know out there that if you have a student, a teenager, someone who's looking to pick up some part-time work, to stop in to Shop and Save at Franklin Village, drop off an application. They have shifts in every department, very flexible with the scheduling. So if you're looking for some part-time work and live in the area, stop in, drop off an application. Back to the action. 12-9 Armstrong here. Selker going to get a chance. Oh, good placement. Miller and Adams dove for it at the same time, but that one will fall in. Nice placement by Sydney Selker on that one. Sometimes it's not all about the power, but more about the placement, and Selker right on the money right there. Schreckengost with the serve. Allensworth, oh, and that's just long. Boy, that was a vicious swing by Allensworth, but she was probably about maybe a foot past that out of bounds line on the back. So just a 1-point game here in set one. Schreckengost again. Adams, Pock, back to Adams. Oh, and they're going to call her. I think I learned this last week with Tim Toy, that she was over the 10-foot line and jumped. And if you do that, you cannot attack from the air. I hope I'm right about that. I'm sure Tim will correct me tomorrow. Ties that up. Dudek, ooh, trying to get her first kill of the night. Dug out by Schreckengost off the deflection. Selker plays a free ball. Pock set up, and that is long. So a couple of attack errors here by Armstrong. That was Sarai Weaver. Allensworth, good deflection and pickup by Dell, and a contested ball at the net. Here's Allensworth again, little touch. Dell plays it across. Miller. And there is Adams, so she was behind that 10-foot line right there and jumped to attack. Point Armstrong, a double hit there. Ball handling error. 13-12 now. Excuse me, 13 apiece. My apologies. Did not record that last point for Freeport by accident. Dudek, good serve right there. Back row, Volleyball picks it up. And that's going to be long by Helgren. Point for the Riverhawks. Dudek with the serve here. Selker had all, she hung in the air, and it just a little too long. Selker came down in the net. So the violation. Oh, and a misplay right there by Lampus, so that'll be an ace. My shadow correspondent out there in the ether, Tim Toy, told me Armstrong is getting the better of the serve and pass game, and the great passing is allowing them to run more options on offense. Couldn't agree more, Tim. Thanks for tuning in and helping me. Oh, Dudek finding a weak spot in the armor. So now the Riverhawks up 4 in this first set. 17-13. As mentioned, that JV match went 3 sets. Figure both of these teams, misplayed by Volek in the back row. Tough play for Ava Soilis to try and pass it forward, and that ball falls in. So another point for the Hawks. Dudek, that one to Lampus. Dell tries to set up Selker behind her, over her head, and that ball lands in front of Selker, too close to the net. Selker called for that net violation a couple of points ago, and Freeport takes another timeout. And while we have a timeout, we'd like to thank another great sponsor here on HTSN, and that is Ryan Bowser State Farm. Buckle up with State Farm to find auto insurance that fits you and your family's needs. Agent Ryan Bowser can assist you with all of your auto insurance needs, from collision and comprehensive to rental and rideshare. State Farm is the largest auto insurance provider in the United States, and Ryan Bowser can help you find the plan that's right for you and your family. Contact Ryan Bowser at 724-763-9331 today. Ryan in Ford City. You can stop into the office or give him a call. (19-13) now. Dudek still at the service line. Dell. Helgren just has to play a free ball. Pock going to get a chance to set up Allensworth, but that's off the block. Still played forward by Weaver. Good save by the Riverhawks, but an excellent little dump shot by Cassidy Dell. Stops the Riverhawks run. That's a big point right there for the Jackets. Dell jump serve, skims the top of the net. Miller gets a fist on it. Dudek plays it forward. Weaver, and I think both she and Adams were going for that ball. And maybe thought a collision might be imminent. So they both kind of backed off right there. Allensworth, that's back in the corner, and finding an opening is Callie Allensworth. 20-15 now. Riverhawks on top. Lane Miller at the line. And off the right arm of Natalie Volek. Falls off of the arm and in for an ace. Miller, and that's too long. Wise play in the back row there to not play it. So served by Selker. Pock going to set up Adams off the block. Dive. Good attempt by Selker, but Adams too strong on the offensive side. Off the block and into the back row. Lily Atwood back into the match to serve here for the Riverhawks. Atwood, a junior setter, 5'8". And her serve is long, so that's kind of been the one area where the Riverhawks haven't been crisp, is at the service line. Few service errors. in this first set. Grace Beach at the line for Freeport. Lefty serve played by Dudek. Atwood setting up Adams. Just a little two-handed push across. Swung on by Lampus, but played. And Rumbaugh finds an opening in front of Dell. And that one drops in. Boy, it's really about the positioning sometimes on the offense. You would figure the harder I hit it, the better chance that I have, but a lot of times it's about the placement of the ball. And long attack error. I believe number 15 is Elena Whitlinger. They have it scratched out and a 10 there, but I'm pretty sure that is Whitlinger. I've been trying to figure it out. Ball handling error there for the Riverhawks. So 23-19. I accidentally gave the Riverhawks an extra point there. So 23-19. Atwood quick serve there to Rameli. Off of Russo and able to be played. Adams to Atwood. Dudek off the block and out of bounds. So now we are at set point. Riverhawks up 5, 24-19. In set number 1, Allensworth checks back in, as does Jackie Nestor. Nestor gonna serve here with the set on the line. Oh, and into the net. So as I mentioned a couple of points ago, that one area where the Riverhawks have kind of struggled is at the service line. And we're going to get a substitution here as Whitlinger checks out and Volek checks in. Atwood setting up Allensworth. Ooh, good block there by Russo. Played back across. Riverhawks trying to set it up. Dudek just sends it across. Dell off the net. They're going to say contact. Selker going to get a chance now. That's off the net. Atwood there. Miller setting up Dudek. Again, up off the block. Able to be played. And Beach tried to quick set Russo right there. And it was kind of, I think Russo thought she was going to have more time to set up and jump. And kind of had to take an awkward swing at it and popped it a little too hard and out of bounds. So Armstrong taking the first set here in this Class 3A Section 5 battle between a couple of 4-1 teams. You're watching High Top Sports Network. My name is Josh Reckengast. We're going to take a quick break here to thank some sponsors, and we will be right back with set number 2.
Shop and Save at Franklin Village is a family-owned, community-dedicated supermarket with a wide variety of quality food and friendly personnel to make your shopping experience easy. Stop by their award-winning butcher shop where you'll find the freshest cuts of USDA-inspected beef, pork, and poultry. Head to the bakery for the freshest bread and rolls, and don't forget to stop by the deli for an excellent selection of cold cuts, meats, cheeses, and prepared foods like their fantastic fried chicken. That's Shop and Save at Franklin Village.
Welcome back to High Top Sports Network. My name is Josh Reckengast. You're joining me tonight for this WPIAL Class 3A Section 5 matchup for sole possession of second place in Section 5. Riverhawks of Armstrong, 4-1 coming in. Yellowjackets of Freeport, also 4-1 coming in. Armstrong took the first set by a score of 25-20. And I was thinking while we were in the commercial break, there are a couple of songs that get played at every sporting event. Every sporting event, it feels like. YMCA by the Village People, of course, one of them. And I feel like in recent years, Sweet Caroline by Neil Diamond has also kind of taken on that it doesn't matter what team. It used to be a Red Sox thing and whatever college claimed it. And it's kind of become ubiquitous as well at sporting events. And I got to tell you, no matter how many times I hear YMCA, I'm still going to like it more than Sweet Caroline. I do not like that song. Just a personal opinion. Set number 2. Going to get underway here. Liv Pak opening service. Helgren going to find a nice opening right there and drop it in as she was kind of falling away. Hadley Helgren with the kill. Side out Freeport. Cassidy Dell to the line. Dell just over the net. Good serve by Dell. Quick set by Pak. Allensworth. Killer Callie once again gets the kill. And I like the way that Armstrong is kind of running that quick set game to Callie Allensworth there in the middle blocker position. Jay Dudek, team captain, senior, sends it across. Selker, good swing right there. Miller got a hand on it. And you know what? Jay Dudek was diving for that ball, thinking it might get over Miller's head, or over Miller's hands, excuse me. Miller got a piece of it, and Dudek was already on the floor. Really nothing that could be done there. Sent across by Selker. Miller, Pak, Allensworth off 1 foot. The running swing. Adams now going to get a chance, and right through Volek. Soilis gives it an attempt, but unable to play it back. Lane Miller. Right at Volek, she pops it up to Dell. Bump set. Lampus going to get a swing. They're going to call contact. Soilis setting up Volek, tries a little push. There's Pak. Miller, Adams. Adams into the net, too short. So point to the Yellowjackets. Josie Russo will check in. Soilis and Helgren sit down, and Grace Beach will come to the service line. Oh, off the top of the net. Miller still able to play it. There's Weaver. And the block on Weaver's swing, but it falls on the Freeport side of the court. Atwood back in, as is number 19, Emery Rumbaugh. Atwood to the line. Soilis, Dell, Lampus, too short, into the net. So we've seen both teams come up short on a couple of attacks early here in the second set. Atwood serves it. Volek. Dell bump setting to Volek. Blocked right there at the net. That was Rumbaugh and Rameli. A little tip by Lampus, but Atwood is there. Back row, Dudek off the top of the net. Still able to be played. Russo, free ball across. Atwood sets up Adams. Big kill. Cassidy Adams. Great set, good swing. And a point for the Riverhawks. And that one's going to be in for the ace. Lily Atwood on a little service run here. Oh, and through the hands of Beach, but Soilus right there to play it. Dell just going to pop a free ball across. Dudek Atwood quick set to Ramele, blocked down, and there's Russo again blocked down. And Russo's back-to-back blocks lead to a side out for the Jackets. At the line, right now is senior Erica Lampus. Oh, and she's going to get the ace right there. Ball over Miller. Dudek thought her teammate was going to play it. Quick reaction to get a hand on it, but backward went the ball. So, ace for Erica Lampus. Back to a 1-point game here in set number 2. Ooh, good serve by Lampus. Barely across the net. Adams going to get set up. There's Russo and Dell. And their block falls on the Armstrong side of the court. So tied back up at 6 apiece here, set number 2. Riverhawks up 1-0. Oh, man. Good setup by Atwood to Rumbaugh for the kill. Cassidy Adams back to serve now for Armstrong. Beach with a bump set, looking for Volek. Oh, and Adams plays it, might have been out of bounds. Free ball across by Atwood, so now Freeport going to get a chance to set up. Quick set by Beach, there's Russo. But Dudek digs it out, another quick set by Atwood to Ramele, but Freeport plays it. Dudek going to get a swing. Soilus with the dig. There's Dell. Atwood in position. Bump set by Miller. And they're going to call that one in. Dudek right down the line in that back corner. Ruled in for a Riverhawk point. Soilus, oh, close to the net right there. They're going to call Ramele over the net. And she was. I got a perfect view up here in the Hawk's Nest. And her hand was definitely on the Freeport side of the net. Volek, there's Miller. Atwood set to Dudek. Beach tries the back set right there. Dell has to run and somehow finds it across the grain. A one-handed running tip by Cassidy Dell. So Volek will continue to serve. Atwood back set. That was Rumbaugh, but Freeport in position. Dudek going to get a good swing, but nice dig by Lampus. Bump set to Selker. She just plays a free ball. Atwood quick set. That was Ramele. Good rally here between these two teams. Oh, and the block at the net by Jade Dudek. Very tightly contested second set here, as was the first. Riverhawks kind of pulled away late for a 5-point win in that first set, but the beginning of it started out just as this one is. Very close back and forth. Nestor back into the game to serve for Armstrong. It's sure her serve goes wide on that back sideline. I went to say she and her at the same time, and it came out like sure. Yeah, that's what you get when you talk for 2 hours straight. You're going to make mistakes. Back into the game for Freeport to serve is Leah Schreckengast. Oh, Rumbaugh with the runner off 1 foot. A good back set there by Lily Atwood. So service goes right back to the Hawks. Weaver and Pock will check back in. Liv Pock to the service line. Senior setter, 5'6", sends it across. At the net, there's Callie Allensworth. And that's one thing that you see out of Freeport when teams overpass off the serve. And you see a lot of times Freeport right at that net with the good anticipation to put it down. Right there, that was Allensworth doing it to the Yellowjackets. Dell, good set. Selker comes flying in. Allensworth and Weaver were there, but the block falls on the Riverhawks side of the court, so Dell will head to the service line. Good dive. Well, Dudek, good hustle. That one hits the supports here in the gym and falls down. You'll see that sometimes in this Riverhawks gym. Get up into those rafters and supports and comes down at an odd angle. Double hit by Allensworth as she was blocked at the net by Helgren. Well, Pock had to quick set that. Dudek, good play on it, but Soilis was there. And they set up Lampus, so now Freeport on a little bit of a roll. 13-11. And Pock just had to punch that one across. Here's Lampus again, and she is going to get it, but no, I thought they were calling some kind of violation. I thought I heard a whistle, but Lampus with another kill. Dell, just gets it across the net. She is really serving well. There's Weaver, kind of out of position on that pass. So now we're going to get the first timeout of the evening by Coach Lasher. Well, one of my favorite times of the game, 50-50 tickets. 438-8599. And while we have a quick second here, Riverhawks looking to take, well, they only took about 30 seconds, so just wanted to say High Top Sports Network is excited to broadcast both Freeport and Armstrong athletics this fall. If you or someone you know is a local business owner interested in sponsoring our coverage of Armstrong, Freeport, Knock, or Kiski athletics now or in the future, please contact us via email at staff@hightopsportsnetwork.com or by phone 724-824-3554. You can also find us at our website, hightopsportsnetwork.com, or search High Top Sports on Facebook. We always respond, trust me. So back to the action after that timeout by the Riverhawks, and that one's going to be long by Helgren. So the Riverhawks catch a break out of that timeout by Coach Lasher. Probably took it just to try and slow Freeport down a little bit, and it worked perfectly as Helgren's attack went out of bounds long. Dudek into the net. Another service error by the Riverhawks. It's got to be 6 or 7 so far. Maybe more. Selker to Dudek. Pock all the way across Adams. Great dig by Ava Soilis. Helgren tried the little tip. Adams, good swing, but probably about 10 inches to the near sideline there, just out of bounds. So Freeport now up 5 in this second set. They have tightened it up, certainly on the passing end of things. There's Dudek, and that's going to go off of Dell and out of bounds. Side out Riverhawks. Lane Miller. And a service error again. (18-13), Grace Beach into serve for the Jackets. The lefty sends it. Dudek right there. Oh, good back set by Pock, but Weaver too long. So the Riverhawks not looking as crisp here in this second set, whereas Freeport has tightened it up, made some really nice defensive plays to keep balls alive, and have been able to finish, helped out by some service and attack errors. Well, that's going to be a tough shot right there. Good rally here. Oh, and a little miscommunication. Miller, they're going to call 4 hits. Into the net right there. A service error for the Jackets. Beach at the line. Atwood going to check in. Mackenzie Egley checks out. Liv Pock checks out. And Emery Rumbaugh checks back in. And this is where the Riverhawks went on a run with Lily Atwood at the service line in the first set. See if they can duplicate it and get back into this one down 6. And a kill right there. Believe that is Elena Whitlinger, number 15. Big point does not allow the Riverhawks to go on a service run. Lampus. Soilis to Dell. Miller in the back row there. Atwood sets it up for Rumbaugh. Whitlinger gonna get a chance. Back row. Dudek with the dig. Adams off the block. Another good rally. Dell right there off the block of Rumbaugh and out of bounds. Erica Lampus at the line. Lane Miller to Atwood. Dudek just going to have to play it across, but a good strike. Here's Dell. She's into the block. Roofed right there by number 19, Emery Rumbaugh. Cassidy Adams at the line. Riverhawks down 7. Set number 2. And that one into the block, but able to be played by Rumbaugh, and then just free ball sent across by Miller. Atwood, quick set. And a kill by Kate Rameli. Adams serves again. Oh, and just out of bounds, back corner. Really a heads-up play by Lampus there, the senior. Let it get over her. She just had the instinct and the feeling of where those lines were. That ball wasn't out by much, but Lampus not playing it. Veteran move. Atwood, quick set, diving dig in the back row by Whitlinger. Just a free ball across here. Atwood sets up Dudek into the block and out of bounds. Russo and Dell were there for Freeport. Oh, Selker with a great attack. Adams tried her best to dig it out in the back row. Selker had too much heat on that swing. And set point. Leah Schreckengost in here to try and end it and tie this one at a game apiece. Dudek dug out by Lampus. Free ball across. Riverhawks going to get another chance. That's Rumbaugh, and she will get a kill. So the Riverhawks not going down quietly. Liv Pock back in. Mackenzie Egley back in. As Rumbaugh and Atwood take a seat. Liv Pock, service. Selker, good dig by Miller. Pock, just a free ball there from Egley. Freeport getting a chance to set up Selker into the net and short. So Riverhawks still alive in set number 2, just down 5. As Pock stays at the service line. Oh, Helgren nearly ended it. Riverhawks able to play it. Egley looking for an opening. Selker, that's Miller in the back row. Pock all the way across. Here's Dudek. Nice dig by Lampus. Selker again, and she's long. So Riverhawks clawing back into this one. Going on a little run here with their backs to the wall. Timeout by Coach Tom Phillips. And while we have a moment, we'd like to thank this evening's player of the game sponsor. That would be TGIF Solutions, the Shellhammer Atwood agency in West Katanning. Visit them at 331 Arthur Street in West Katanning for all of your insurance needs. Home, auto, farm, business, commercial, anything that matters to you. And that is their motto, and they serve it, they stand by it. TGIF Solutions, insurance for what matters. A great, great supporter of High Top Sports Network, have been with us since the beginning. Go up and see Brett, Colby, and the ladies. They will get you taken care of, get you a quote, and hopefully find the right insurance package that meets your needs. Liv Pock, Riverhawks still alive, but Dell ends that quickly. So set number 2 going Freeport's way. And as I said in the open, you have to expect that these two teams are going to go back and forth and bring it evenly matched, even in the standings. And they have not disappointed through the first 2 sets. We're about to head to set number 3 here in a couple of minutes. So while we have a moment, I'm going to give my voice a break and your ears a break. You don't want to listen to me. Not that much. Well, we thank a couple great sponsors here on High Top Sports Network. My name is Josh Reckengoss. We'll be right back.
Protecting the things you love and how you do so is among the most important decisions you'll ever have to make. TGIF Solutions can provide you with the peace of mind by supplying answers to all of your insurance needs, whether it be home, auto, business, life, or farm coverage. Contact the team at the Shellhammer Atwood Agency today in West Katanning to be sure that you, your loved ones, and the things that matter most stay safe when it matters the most. TGIF Solutions, insurance for what matters.
Shop and Save at Franklin Village is a family-owned, community-dedicated supermarket with a wide variety of quality food and friendly personnel to make your shopping experience easy. Stop by their award-winning butcher shop where you'll find the freshest cuts of USDA-inspected beef, pork, and poultry. Head to the bakery for the freshest bread and rolls, and don't forget to stop by the deli for an excellent selection of cold cuts, meats, cheeses, and prepared foods like their fantastic fried chicken. That's Shop and Save at Franklin Village.
Gross Embroidery and Sign Shop is the official clother of High Top Sports Network and is a family-owned company that can handle all your custom embroidery, custom sign, and laser engraving needs. Located at 409 4th Street in downtown Fort City, Gross Embroidery and Sign Shop can create sports and career apparel to the exact specifications of your organization. Their laser engraving department can put your logo or design on glasses, tumblers, insulated cups, signs, coffee cups, and more. Call Gross Embroidery and Sign Shop at 724-763-2461 today.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to High Top Sports Network for this evening's presentation of WPIAL Class 3A, Section 5 Varsity Volleyball between the Armstrong Riverhawks and the Freeport Yellowjackets. My name is Josh Schreckengost, and we are headed into set number 3, tied at 1 apiece. Riverhawks took set number 1. Jackets evened this match with a victory in set number 2. And the Jackets will serve first. That's Leah Schreckengost. Here's Allensworth, and she starts this game off quickly with a kill. Callie Allensworth in the middle, number 32. Able to put that one down off the block. Jay Dudek into the match to serve. Free ball coming here. Allensworth tried it at the net, jumped a little bit too early. I think that ball hung up there a little bit longer than she thought it would and jumped just a touch too early at the net on that uncontested ball, excuse me. So here is Cassidy Dell. Pock with the back set to Egley. She takes a good swing, but up off the block. There's Lampus off the block of Allensworth. Allensworth again takes a big swing. That one deflected, lands in the back corner. Side out Armstrong. Allensworth has both points for the Riverhawks on a couple of kills. She will take a seat as Kate Ramaley checks in. And that is into the net. Lane Miller once again. The Riverhawks victimized by those service errors. Sydney Selker at the line for Freeport. Miller, tough pass right there. There's Pock. Adams just plays a free ball. There is Egley. Good swing by Egley. Freeport going to be called for a net violation. That was a really nice swing by Egley. And if you've seen her on the softball field, you know she can swing. First team All-State at third base for those state runner-up Armstrong Riverhawks. Egley had a tremendous season, hit over 500. bunch of home runs and RBIs. Great defense at the hot corner. Lampus knots it back up at 3 with a kill. Grace Beach to the line here for Freeport. And that is just long. Lane Miller thought about playing it in that back row, pulled her hands down in time. Got them out of the way. That's Whitlinger. She will get the kill. So Freeport's passing definitely tightened up in the second set, and that allowed them to jump back and tie this match. You saw it in the first set with Armstrong, very crisp passing offensively. Freeport was the better passing team in the second set. There's a running swing by Dell, but Adams in the back row is there. Dudek with a runner. And that is too long. Lampus at the line. Atwood, nice set for Dudek. That's going to be a kill. That one definitely in. Back corner right on the line, that ball hit. Good setup by Lily Atwood, gets Dudek involved. Into the game right now, Riley Shire. Shire's first action coming in to serve. Rumbaugh. Atwood sets up Allensworth. Oh, nice dig by Soilis. Tried to pass it up front, but no one there. Don't think that was really on Soilis. As hard as Allensworth hit that ball, she got it up to the front row and just not played by a teammate. Oh, nice dig there by Shirer. Adams from the back row. Good dig by Soilis. Atwood back set. There's Rumbaugh. Beach with the bump set to Dell. And that is out of bounds long. So point to the Riverhawks. Freeport looking for a side out here. Shirer with the serve. Lampus, Beach, Dell into the block. Rumbaugh and Allensworth both there. Block falls on the Riverhawks side of the court, side out. Freeport. Whitlinger will serve. Dell with a nice touch shot. Allensworth right there to play it back quickly. Selker, oh, Atwood with a great dig right behind the block, but up and into the net. No one able to play it for Armstrong. Tied back up at 7. Oh, Allensworth with the lefty tip does not fall in. Selker was right there. And that's going to fall in. Oh, that was in. Coach Lasher, the line judge, you know, it's kind of tough being a JV player and having to line judge a varsity match. A lot of pressure. And she called it out of bounds, but Coach Lasher called it in immediately. So the point goes to Freeport. Yeah, they're going to get a ball handling error. Double hit. So the Riverhawks were up 2, now down 2, 9-7. Whitlinger serves. Back row is Adams. Lampus with the dig. Beach, quick set, Russo. There's Allensworth. Good block. Again, Allensworth up. Good hustle by the Jackets, but Callie Allensworth on the money twice there. So Liv Pock will check back in, as will Egley. Pock, ooh, thought that one might be going long. Selker going to get a chance. Pock, back set to Egley, and that one goes off of Lampus and backward. Lampus going to get a chance. Free ball across. Quick set by Pock. And Allensworth into the block of Russo. Too strong is Callie Allensworth. And we're tied again. Great, tightly contested sets so far here in sets 1 and 2. Liv Pock into the net, another service error. Coach Lasher giving a frustrated smile over there on the Armstrong sideline. Seen too much of that out of her team so far this evening. Don't want to give a team as good as Freeport free points. Schreckengost across. There's Dudek off of Lampus. Selker going to get a chance. Pock, quick set. Allensworth off the block. Helgren. Allensworth again. Just great anticipation on those balls right at the net. Callie Allensworth really strong in the middle tonight for the Riverhawks. So Jade Dudek to the line. Then Selker long, and Jade Dudek pulled a matrix move to get out of the way of that one. She knew it was going to be long, but it was a line drive by Selker. Dudek getting down to the court and getting out of the way. And she will continue to serve. Oh, misplayed right there by Whitlinger in the back row, an ace for Jade Dudek. One of the stronger servers here on this Armstrong team. And another one into the net. Really the Achilles heel tonight of this Riverhawks team. They give Freeport the side out. They don't even have to make a play. Sends Dell to the line, and a misplay right there as Adams and Miller kind of bumped into each other. So tied up again at 12 apiece. Miller, ooh, Pock plays it out of the net nicely. Adams somehow gets it to spin across the tape. Egley going to get a chance. Good dig by Dell. And a ball handling error on Soilus. Kind of gave herself a little head slap. She knew what she did as soon as that whistle blew. So a nice break right there as Adams somehow able to save that by playing it across the top of the net. Off the tape. Lampus into the block of Ramele and Egley, but it goes out of bounds for Freeport side out. Oh, Pock and Adams both went up and swung at it at the same time. Not sure who got it. I think it was Egley and Adams went up and swung at the same time. Not sure who made contact. I actually think it was Egley. But the point ultimately goes to Freeport. Selker. Pock setting up Egley. Good swing by Egley. Selker there in the back row. Oh, going to be a tough one across here. Back to Adams. Soilus. Pock to Egley. And that one's going to be in on that far sideline. Mackenzie Egley with the kill. Lily Atwood and Emery Rumbaugh back into the game. Atwood heads to the line. And too long there is Lily Atwood. So I hate to keep pointing it out and beating, the proverbial dead horse, but Riverhawks are just having trouble getting the ball across the net inbounds. Here's Beach at the line for Freeport. And Whitlinger off the block and out of bounds. Coach Lasher kind of giving instructions to her front row, saying you can't have your hands pointing one way or the other. It's got to be straight and pointing down. Adams, nice dig right there by Cassidy Dell. Lampus going to play it across. There's a net violation there. Let's say it was number 19, Emery Rumbaugh. And long. So Beach with the service error for Freeport. Haven't seen many of those out of the Jackets tonight. Conversely, the Riverhawks have made several. Adams off the top of the net, falls in front of Whitlinger. So using the net to the advantage that time was Cassidy Adams. Atwood jump set. That was Rameli that tried it, but Freeport plays it. Oh, and the swing by Lampus goes right through the hands of Lane Miller. Atwood to Rameli. She just pops it across. Soilus there. Getting set up. They're going to call contact on Rameli, but I thought initially that might have been 4 hits. But instead, Freeport unable to play it after the Riverhawks had contact. Riley Shirer back into the game to serve. Over the net was Whitlinger. Dudek, and that's not going to get across. Came off the outside of her hand. She was trying to go against the grain of the front line of the Jackets. Just came up short. She actually spun one of those across the tape that fell in earlier. Not that time. So Whitlinger will serve here for Freeport. Pock, quick set, Allensworth kill. Callie Allensworth. Just a really strong presence offensively and defensively in that middle. And as I said, her improvement since last year when she got not limited varsity time, but not never come off the court varsity time, she has really, really improved. Yeah, Dudek may have jumped a little too early on that one. Attack error into the net, 2018 Freeport. Both squads here looking to take control of the match by taking this crucial third set. Schreckengast sends it Miller setting it up to Pock. There's Allensworth. Bang, bang. Killer Callie Allensworth. Couple of swings, couple of kills in the last couple of points for the Riverhawks. For Allensworth. That one gets across from Jay Dudek. Selker back row. Dudek with the dig. Pock setting up Egley. Lampus right there. Here's Selker. Pock throws an arm out. Riverhawks able to play it. Soilis, bump set from Dell to Selker. That was a really nice bump set all the way across the court by Cassidy Dell to her outside hitter, Sydney Selker. And Selker hammered it down. Perfectly placed set. 21-19 Yellowjackets over the Riverhawks. Cassidy Dell. There's Pock looking to set up Adams into the block, and Adams pushing it 2 hands toward the back row. Whitlinger able to pop it up into the air. Free ball. Pock to Egley, and that goes through the hands of Selker and out of bounds. So the point goes to the Riverhawks. 21-20 now. Lane Miller to the line for Armstrong. Oh, it's just got to be so frustrating right now for Coach Lasher and her staff. And it's not just one player that are suffering these service errors. It seems to be a team-wide bugaboo right now. Oh, Egley, but great dig by Soilis. Back row, Dudek. Dell digs it out. She's going to play it. Pock to Adams, and that's a kill. Big point right there for the Riverhawks. Egley coming out, Atwood coming back in. Lily Atwood to the service line here for the Riverhawks. And they call it in right there. That was another borderline call on that back line. So the point goes to Freeport. Timeout, Coach Lasher. And while we have a timeout here, 56 seconds as it ticks off. Just want to thank once again all of our wonderful sponsors out here who have either stayed with us since the beginning. We started this thing in 2020 during the height of the pandemic where nobody could go anywhere. We were able to get in here to Armstrong and be able to broadcast Riverhawks sporting events over this past year. We've showcased several schools all over the state, and we can't do it without awesome sponsors. TGIF Solutions, as I said, been on board with us since the beginning. Also like to thank BS Outfitters, Gross Embroidery and Sign Shop, Shop and Save at Franklin Village, Sprankles Neighborhood Markets, Steffi's Catering, amongst many, many others, Arms Care Incorporated, plenty of sponsors. And we'd also like to thank everyone out there who has donated personally to High Top Sports Network. It gives us just a really warm feeling inside to see the appreciation from the community. Service error by Grace Beach. But to finish that point, thank you to everyone who has hit that little green donate button on the stream. If you watch it on the Boxcast link that we send out prior to every game on our social media. I'm not going to embarrass anybody or say any names, but a lot of people out there have contributed to High Top Sports Network, and we just want to say from the bottom of our collective heart, thank you very much. We couldn't do it without you. So a really tight third set here. We got a great rally going on between these two teams. Riverhawks maybe have a chance to set it up. Dudek, and it's long. So Freeport goes to set point here in the third, looking to take a 2-1 advantage in this one. A tremendous rally right there between these two teams. You can tell how tight it is, 24-22. Jackets just need one more. Lampus. Pock trying to tip it. And Dell going to be in position. Oh, that might have been out. Adams played it. Free ball across, but Riverhawks get it back, get a chance. Oh, Pock try, and they're just kind of ran into each other as Rameli was trying to get around her. And that is a tough way for it to end for the Riverhawks here in the third set. So Freeport, coming back from 1-0 down, have taken the last two sets and are now up 2-1 with a chance to close this match out here in the fourth. Would be a huge win for the Yellowjackets on the road, coming to Armstrong Junior Senior High School and taking out a team with the identical record and take sole possession of second place behind the Hampton Talbots. But before we get to the fourth set here on High Top Sports Network, gonna run a few more commercials, pay a couple of bills, and we'll be back for set number 4. Thanks again for tuning in tonight and every night. As I mentioned, got some hockey on HTSN this evening. Joe Rhodes and Adam Morganti at the Belmont Complex broadcasting the Steve Bryan Memorial Tournament. It's been down for a couple of years. Was down obviously last year because of COVID, but it's been brought back with a ton of great hockey teams from the southwestern Pennsylvania area. So if you want to check out some ice hockey, you can jump over to that one. You can find the broadcast on our website, www.hightopsportsnetwork.com. And for those guys, I know it gets chilly there when you're there for 3 games and you're standing up in that little crow's nest. So I hope the guys are staying warm. I know Joe left the office today with a hoodie and jeans and maybe a little shawl. Who knows? But we will be right back in about a minute for set number 4. Freeport leads 2-1. My name is Josh Reckengast. We'll be right back.
Protecting the things you love and how you do so is among the most important decisions you'll ever have to make. TGIF Solutions can provide you with the peace of mind by supplying answers to all of your insurance needs, whether it be home, auto, business, life, or farm coverage. Contact the team at the Shellhammer Atwood Agency today in West Katanning to be sure that you, your loved ones, and the things that matter most stay safe when it matters the most. TGIF Solutions, insurance for what matters.
Welcome back to Armstrong Junior Senior High School here in beautiful Manor Township, Pennsylvania. You're watching High Top Sports Network, our presentation of WPIAL Class 3A Section 5 Varsity Volleyball between the visiting Freeport Yellowjackets and the hosts, Armstrong Riverhawks. Through 3 sets, the Jackets are on top 2-1. Looking to put this match away. Armstrong looked so crisp in that first set, but Freeport has really tightened up and has come back to take the next 2. And for Coach Tom Phillips, you got to be proud of your team over there on the Freeport side. That's another thing that you always see out of both of these teams really is their coaches allow them to figure things out on the court. Both Coach Phillips and Armstrong head coach Andrea Lasher. You know, they allow their teams to work through, you know, some adversity, and Coach Phillips has done that, and his team has responded. Here's Selker into the block of Adams, able to be played. Allensworth right there, but she is up over the block, and Freeport able to play it. Selker, dig by Adams, nothing doing right there. Tough to get set up for Liv Pock. There's Egley at the net. Adams into the block. Freeport plays it out. Dell gets it across. Dug out of the net there by Hadley Helgren. And Dell was able to play it. Helgren, little tip. Good diving dig by Lane Miller. Pock to Egley, and she hammers it down. So an emphatic first point for the Riverhawks as Mackenzie Egley ends that long rally with a kill. Nice set by Liv Pock. Liv Pock with the serve. That one had some velocity on it. At the net, Dell played it with the left hand. Adams just a two-hand touch, and she's going to find a soft spot in the Freeport D. Cassidy Adams, smooth play right there. Good placement. So Pock again looking at Volek in the back row. There's Selker, but she is long and out of bounds on this near sideline. 3-0 Armstrong. Don't know what Coach Lasher said between sets, but her team seems to have listened. And Pock nearly into the net, gets it over off the top. Allensworth just plays it. Selker going to get set up, and that is out. So our poor line judge back here, our poor JV line judge, she's getting a lot of action. And there's some hesitation with the flag. I know you guys can't see it on camera because she is right in the corner. I feel bad for her. She's definitely heard some comments. Well, that was actually out of bounds, so the point does go to Freeport. Didn't realize that the call had been reversed until Cassidy Dell went to the line. So Dell trying to tie this one up. Lane Miller in the back row. Dudek. Miller just going to have to play a free ball. And a net violation here. I believe that one goes against Mackenzie Egley. So after a 3-0 start here for the Riverhawks, the Jackets have tied it back up at 3. Good serve by Dell. There's Adams. Nice dig by Ava Soilis. Lampus. Free ball there from Miller, and it's going to sail on her and go out of bounds on the near side here. So Freeport storming right back with 4 straight points. And Dell remains at the service line. Into the net, Pock. A little trouble after Allensworth initially played it. Five straight points here for Freeport. Dell serves. And that one off the top of the net, drops in for the ace. So everything going Freeport's way right now. And they say in sports, you make your own breaks, and that's exactly what the Jackets have done in this one after falling in the first set. Have really been the better team for 2 sets straight, and after going down 3-0. Oh, and there's Allensworth. Good play by her. She was dangerously close to being over the net, but good anticipation by Callie Allensworth, able to put that down. But to finish my thought, Freeport has really been the better team here. And another service error for the Riverhawks. This time Cassidy Adams can't get it across. These teams will meet again, trying to find it on the schedule. Egley, and dug out by Dell. Soilis. Dell just pops it over all the way to the back. Adams plays it. Back set Egley with the running. Just a little runner. Gets it across. Lampus. And we've seen this quite a bunch tonight. Good rallies. But right as I say that, Jay Dudek with the kill on the near side back row. Lane Miller going to head to the service line for the Hawks. Oh, nice play there by Hadley Helgren. Quick set to her, and she just kind of smacked it down quickly into the middle of that Riverhawks defense. Grace Beach in to serve. Good serve by Beach. Adams had to go down to play it. At the net, oh, that's Rameli, and it went off of Russo and drops for the side out. Atwood and Rumbaugh coming back in as Egley and Pock check out. Atwood at the service line. Atwood, good set to Dudek. And that one goes off of Dell and out of bounds. Nice set by Atwood to her teammate, Jay Dudek. So 8-7 here, fourth set. Oh, and Lily Atwood's going to get an ace right there as Elena Whitlinger misplays the serve. Atwood across. Atwood setting up Dudek again, but there is Dell. Soilis to Whitlinger. Net violation on Whitlinger right there. So point to the Riverhawks back in front, 9-8. Is Armstrong. Atwood at the line once again here. Beach kind of played that one backward. Dell just going to have to bump it over. Nearly falls in. Miller, Atwood, and then Adams able to play it over again. Little quick dump shot. But Rumbaugh's going to get a chance and a kill for Emery Rumbaugh. So a little bit of a run now for Armstrong. Couple of good plays right there to save the rally by the Riverhawks. Atwood, back row, Soilis. Dell with the set. Lampus into the block of Rameli. Freeport plays it. Jay Dudek, little touch shot. There's Lampus again, tries to go over Dudek and Rameli. Atwood bump set, and Rameli just had to play it as the ball came back onto the Armstrong side. And Rameli played it out of bounds, just kind of punched at it. And it did not go the Riverhawks' way. So Erica Lampus back to the line. Lampus, oh, off the top of the net. Rameli there, though. Atwood quick set to Rameli. Riverhawks looking for the contact. To no avail. Armstrong saying that there was a tip right there. Officials do not agree. Atwood, there's a runner by Dudek. Oh, great swing by Dell, but Cassidy Adams right there. Dell going to get another chance. Lefty tip. Oh, Dudek into the net. Rameli, once again, just Rameli kind of stuck. Really nothing she could do with it. Had to play it, though. Got to get it across the net right there on that third hit. And a couple times now we've seen Rameli kind of put in a bad position as the ball comes off the net. There's Rumbaugh, but Lampus, good dig in the back. Dell sends it across. Miller. Atwood, quick set. Rameli, good block there by Josie Russo. But Dudek able to play it across. Soyless bump set over her head to Dell. That's going to fall in for a kill for Cassidy Dell. Good set there by Lily Atwood, putting Jade Dudek in perfect position to smack that one down. That was a big point right there for Armstrong. You don't want it to slip away. So Dudek will head to the line. Soyless, ooh, tough play right there. Little touch shot by Whitlinger. Atwood setting up Dudek in the back row. Beach gets a hand on it. There's Dell, great swing. Cassidy Dell, and she's starting to feel it. Starting to get these lined up and coming on a downward plane with great velocity on those swings. Cassidy Dell really, really playing a nice game right now for the Jackets. Whitlinger at the line. Oh, and Lane Miller misplays it. It's going to be an ace for Whitlinger. And interested to see when Coach Lasher takes this timeout. I'm guessing one more point maybe. Whitlinger. Atwood tries to back set Rameli. Dell going to get another chance, and that's off of Atwood and out of bounds. I think Atwood knew that one was long as soon as she touched it. Now 15-11. Coach Lasher takes the timeout. Just as I predicted, the team, had battled back there. Freeport on a run. Cassidy Dell really, really getting hot at the right moment for head coach Tom Phillips' squad. And while we have a moment on this timeout, let's talk once more again about Shop and Save at Franklin Village. I read you the meat, but they got a lot of great produce as well. Red seedless grapes, only $1 a pound. Russet potatoes, only $1, 3-pound bag. Wow, that's a great deal. Stalk celery, also on sale, only $1. A lot of great deal on the produce, the veggies. And also, if you have kids like I do, or if you just love vitamin C, Florida's Natural orange or grapefruit juice, 2 for $6. And those are the 52-ounce cartons. So the good ones, as you know. Also, if you have kids, my kids love tuna fish sandwiches, and they got Bumblebee tuna fish sandwiches, Bumblebee chunk light tuna in water or oil, 2.5 ounce pouch or 5-ounce cans, only $1. So a lot of great things on sale up at Shop and Save at Franklin Village, and there's a ball handling error on the Jackets. Break for the Riverhawks right here. And again, looking for part-time work, your son or daughter, maybe a friend. They have shifts in all departments part-time, very flexible. So drop off an application at Shop and Save at Franklin Village. Another great play at the net by Freeport that Armstrong is just unable to handle. Russo checks out. Helgren back in. Beach out, and Schreckengost back in for Freeport. Atwood tries the quick set, to Allensworth, but unable to really get set up. And Dell is going to get another kill. That one falling away. Kind of hit it falling backward and drops right in front of Lily Atwood. 17-12. Now Freeport looking to put this one away in 4. There is Rumbaugh, but good dig by Schreckengast. Pump set by Lampus. Again to Dell, and again a kill. Cassidy Dell has taken over this 4th set for the Freeport Yellowjackets. Critical Class 3A Section 5 match between these two. At the net right there, Allensworth able to save it. Allensworth contested ball. Helgren and Allensworth going at it. Selker across Adams. Tried that two-handed push. She found it earlier. Unable to find it right there. Freeport was ready. Atwood quick set to Allensworth. Might have been a little too in front of her. Coach Lasher kind of giving some instructions to Callie Allensworth, saying the set was where it was supposed to be. Maybe Callie just a little bit out of position. Atwood setting up Adams, but Freeport is just able to dig out everything Armstrong is throwing at them. Miller going to set up Adams again, but again, Lampus there with the dig this time. Selker across to Lane Miller. Atwood setting up Dudek, who comes up short. Attack error into the net. So now Freeport just 5 points away from taking this one. Allensworth, well, she got to the right spot that time. Atwood set her up. Callie Allensworth put it down. Good way to stop that Freeport run right now. And Liv Pock here to serve for the Riverhawks. That ball's going to be right at the net. Adams tried to play it, but who was there? Cassidy Dell. And Mackenzie Egley going to get the kill as she spiked it into the tape, and it rolled a little bit off the top. We've seen a couple of shots like that. And across, drops on the Freeport side. Liv Pock still at the line here for the Riverhawks. Adams going to get a shot, and she's going to get a kill as Whitlinger was unable to play that one in the back row. So the Riverhawks trying to fight back here. We're down 8. Now down just 5. And Liv Pock with the serve. Good serve. Going right for Volek. Back set by Dell to Selker. Going to try it again. Here's Selker. And a nice save by Lane Miller. Back set by Pock. Egley going to get that kill. So a little momentum here for Armstrong. Nice run here for the Riverhawks. 4 straight points. Volek to Dell, setting up Helgren, and she's going to get that kill as it goes off the arm of Cassidy Adams. Good swing by Hadley Helgren. 21-16 now. Freeport sensing it. This is even though it's kind of a young team, they're an experienced team. Co-section champs with Armstrong last year. Hampton and one other team I can't think of right now. But it was a 4-way tie. But they have won several section championships in a row. I think it's 15. So Freeport, just tradition of excellence. They can sense it, but the Riverhawks not going away. Cassidy Adams You can't afford one of those service errors right now. Good serve by Adams. Soilis and Volek both went for it. There's Lampas. Oh, and it's on a great save by Allensworth, but it's not going to drop. Oh, man, great hustle by Allensworth. This Freeport squad has just been too strong, led by Cassidy Dell. Both offensively and at the service line, Dell has just been excellent tonight. Here's Egley. She's going to get a kill. So 22-18 now. Riverhawks back to within 4. Lane Miller going to serve for Armstrong. Miller across to Selker. Dell bump set. Here's Whitlinger. That's off the net. They call contact. Lampas will get the kill off the block. Armstrong block. Could not get set up quickly enough. Coach Lasher electing not to take a timeout here. 23-18 is the score. Fourth set. Freeport looking to put the cap on this one. Grace Beach with the serve. Miller, tough pass, and that's going to be an impossible shot for Mackenzie Egley. So match point here for the Riverhawks. Their cheering section fans, a few of them on their feet here, generally an Armstrong crowd, but we do have some Freeport folks in the house. Grace Beach. There's Liv Pock trying to set up Egley. Didn't get a lot of it. Dell setting up Whitlinger. Dug out by Miller. Pock across to Dudek. That's off the hands of Dell. There's Selker trying to play a free ball across by Beach. Little tip by Pock, but hustling back was Selker. Here's Whitlinger. Oh, dug out by Pock, and that'll do it as Adams was unable to pop the ball up into the air. The Freeport Lady Jackets celebrating a big victory in this one. Coming back after dropping the first set and rattling off 3 straight to take this crucial 3A Section 5 matchup. Both teams, as mentioned a couple of times here, coming in at 4-1, looking for sole possession of second place in the section behind undefeated Hampton. And Coach Tom Phillips' squad really put it together after that first set. And that's one thing I've mentioned a couple of times on this broadcast and in previous broadcasts. Coach Phillips, never too high, never too low, and his girls really reflect that, as do Coach Lasher's girls, you know. But Coach Phillips, he'll let them work out of a jam. And that's what happened a couple of times tonight, especially after that first set. Coach Phillips let his team take care of business, take care of those runs, and, you know, just kind of deal with Armstrong on their own terms. And I think, you know, if you'd ask Coach, which I would love to, but I'm up here in the press box by myself, I'd love to flag him down and get him up here to talk to him. But I bet if you ask him, he would say, listen, I just told the girls, play your game, get into your game. That's one thing he always stresses. If we play our game, we can compete with anybody. And they showed it tonight after going down in that first set, 3 straight for the Yellowjackets to take this victory. Just a really impressive performance by Freeport tonight, and our Shellhammer Atwood and Associates player of the game. I don't think you can look any further than number 23 for Freeport, and that would be Cassidy Dell. She was just excellent tonight, and you don't expect that much offense out of your setter, but they looked for Dell. You know, you could almost list her as a setter / outside hitter, which is really a wild thing in volleyball. You know, they looked for her. All night long they looked for her, and she had an excellent game, excellent match, and especially in that fourth and final set, I thought she was overpowering for Freeport as they took the victory 3-1. So our Shellhammer Atwood and Associates, a member of TGIF Solutions, player of the game. Cassidy Dell, TGIF Solutions, insurance for what matters. And folks, as mentioned, we have hockey and volleyball all week long. And then Friday night lights, 4 games Friday night as Knock, Freeport, Kiski area, Armstrong, all in action. And you're going to want to see, I think, the game of the week, honestly, is Kiski area versus North Hills. The Cavaliers 5-0 for the first time since 1986. And that's really, really impressive. They won a 7-0 grinder over West Allegheny last Friday and traveled to North Hills to see if they can keep that unbeaten streak on the line. Riverhawks will be at Mars Friday night, and that's going to be a good one, I think. You might want to tune in for that one if you're watching this game and are an Armstrong fan. But throughout the week, we are going to have the Steve Bryan Memorial Tournament, and that's something that I think can't be undersold. This tournament has had such a strong local following over the years, and it's been down for a couple of years, obviously with COVID last year, and, kind of still cropping up here this year. There were maybe some doubts, some trepidation, but this tournament is going off, and it features just a ton of great schools involved in this one. So the Steve Bryan Memorial Hockey Tournament, that'll be going on today through Thursday. And tomorrow night, I want to just take a moment to talk about tomorrow evening's volleyball matchup that we'll have here on High Top Sports Network. I myself and Tim Toy, the founder of the We Serve First Foundation, will be traveling to Plumboro as the Mustangs host the Franklin Regional Panthers. Plum coming in at 5-1. Franklin Regional undefeated 6-0 in 3A Section 1. And it's not just because, it's a great matchup. It's because it's a great cause. It is their Pink Out night. All proceeds from everything at the event will go to breast cancer research and awareness. So very much looking forward to this special evening, a great event, and a great time with Tim. We did the match last week, Kiski versus Plum, and might see another 8 sets of volleyball. Tim and I saw 3 in the JV game and 5 in the varsity match. So that'll be a good one. That is tomorrow night, and tune into High Top Sports Network for that. Of course, WPIAL Volleyball on Wednesday as well. Kiski Cavaliers will host the Gateway Gators. And then on Thursday, we have right back here at the Hawks Nest, the Burl Bucks will come to town to face the Riverhawks. So that is our volleyball schedule for the next 3 days. And then, as mentioned, Armstrong at Mars Friday night for a Greater Allegheny Conference showdown. Riverhawks, big winners last week over the Knock Knights, 49-6. Caden Olson, 5 touchdown passes. Noah Shuttleworth, our gross embroidery and sign shop player of the game, couple of touchdown receptions and an interception as the Riverhawks won big. And Jake DeLuca, I believe, will be at Valley as the Freeport Yellowjackets travel down 28 just a little bit to New Ken to take on the Valley Vikings. I will be at Knock on Friday night in Saxonburg, PA, for another Greater Allegheny Conference matchup as the Knights host the Indiana Little Indians. And then, as mentioned, what I think is the game of the night here on High Top Sports Network. Kiski travels to North Hills down Rochester Road in Pittsburgh. And that will be a big 5A Northeast Conference matchup. So make sure you tune in all week long. Got hockey, got volleyball, and, of course, 4 games on Friday night. Well, that will just about do it for me here at the Hawks Nest in Manor Township, Pennsylvania, Armstrong Junior Senior High School. Thanks so much for joining me. Really appreciate everyone that tuned in. I can see the numbers, so a fair amount of people tuned in tonight. Thanks so much for that. And one more time, we'd like to thank our scoreboard sponsor for the evening, the Lindora Hotel. Fun and food since 1902. Remember, you can get homemade, delicious homemade food and enjoy your favorite sudsy beverage. You can also rent their space. They have great entertainment, DJs, karaoke, live music. And if you're into cornhole, they have tournaments. Just amazing specials, too. 125 wing night on Monday. That is one that I would definitely be hitting up if I weren't here this evening at Armstrong Junior Senior High School. So once again, thanks so much for tuning in. Hope you do throughout the week here on High Top Sports Network. Plenty of great games for you all to see. My name is Josh Schreckengast. Again, many thanks for joining me this evening. Stay safe and be well.